Hello everyone, this is Ravi Shankar Swami. Hope you're having a great time. Well, as promised, I'm back with another guest. और आज के हमारे मेहमान हैं एक उभरते हुए सितारे, a budding musician and a guitarist, who in a very short span of time has already achieved a lot of success. He has been to morning shows, has performed with some of the leading musicians of our country. Without taking much of your time, I'll take you to Selwyn Fernandes.
And a myth, Achilles and his gold, Hercules and his gifts, Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fists. But clearly I don't see myself upon the list. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you'd wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero, some fairy tale bliss. Just something I can turn to, somebody I can kiss. I want something just like this. Oh, I want something just like this.
That was wonderful, Selwyn.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank God. The scene is getting back gradually. So just say thank God. We can say we're doing good.
Tell us something about yourself, your beginning, how you got into this field, and everything.
How we got into it? Well, music for me from childhood has just been something that I've kind of grown up listening to. Like the community we come from, and generally not just my community, everyone, But I can say from my household, I always had the typical Saturday mornings listening to music, not from my house, then from the neighbor's house. I've been growing up hearing music, and there were a couple of singers and artists I see on TV. Us waqt we had MTV.
MTV, yeah.
So I used to watch MTV and वगैरह, and we had the youth channel and local channels say for music, and I used to see these artists in their music videos. Yeah, they're playing guitar और sing कर रहे हैं, और मुझे वो करना है. It looks like fun. This looks like ये अच्छा scene हो सकता है. मैं शायद start कर लूँ. So then I've always wanted to do that, but unfortunately, I got my first guitar I think when I was about 10 or 11 years old, and was work that wasn't even mine. Okay. Because guitars, instruments are expensive, no doubt, and frankly speaking, my parents could not afford to buy me an instrument at the time. So my uncle had an old acoustic guitar that was a little broken. तो उसका neck जो ऐसे है, neck पूरा आगे था.
Okay.
Acoustic था, 3 strings थे उस पे, and that's the guitar he gave it to me, and मैंने जाके and found an old bed sheet. उसको मैंने फाड़ा, made strings. I tied that neck together with the body कि वो straight हो जाए, and on 3 strings I learned all my chords, and then my parents had enough money. They bought me 3 more strings.
Okay.
Yes, not a guitar. They bought me 3 more strings, and फिर मैंने जाके उस strings पे I learned all those chords. क्योंकि when I didn't have them, I used to pretend कि वो string आएगा, वो होगा, तो I'll keep my fingers here, keep it वहाँ पे. So that's how my musical journey started. One thing to remember is that hard work never ever goes to waste.
True, that's very true. So Selwyn, so that means you were inclined towards music from the beginning. But when did you seriously think of taking it up as a profession? Like, I believe it's a profession for you now.
It is a profession for me. Well, I can give you a very direct answer for that. It is definitely 2017.
Okay.
2017 happened for me because before music was my profession, I was working. I did an internship at a bank. I was doing my ACCA उस वक्त. After OA level to start my ACCA, and I got an internship in a bank. I was doing that, and then by chance, Alicia Dias, she's a singer. She's done a lot of songs, a lot of OSTs. She's very well known out here.
Exactly.
And she's done on Coke Studio as well. So she needed a guitarist for one show, and I said, "Chalo, I'll try it out." Her dad spoke to me, said, "Do you want to try it? Needs a guitarist." I said, "Chalo, मैं try कर लेता हूँ." I don't mind. And when I performed my first show with the band and with her, no doubt she was amazing as a singer. I was blown away by the response that a band gets. I was blown away by the energy you feel on stage, the excitement from doing that. And I said, no matter what I'm doing at the bank, मैं जितना भी कर रहा हूँ, I'm excited by my finance. I was in finance.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said I'm excited by this, but the excitement that I had there, I said I've got nothing like this in my time at the bank.
Yeah, you feel that rush, that.
Not just that rush, because that the adrenaline is pumping.
Exactly.
Whatever's in your mind, you're bringing it out to your instrument. You are speaking your thoughts through your music, and people are appreciating that, and they're hearing that. And I mean, it was just like a very enlightening experience for me. So that's the moment when I knew that music is something I need to do, not just I want to do. It is something I need to do in my life.
What instruments apart from the guitar you can play?
Apart from guitar, I play keyboards. That is, piano. I've learned piano, but I'm learning also the classical form of piano. Reading,
right.
writing. I teach reading, writing as
right.
well. Then uske alawa, I'm forgetting now. I can play drums. Is very kacha, man.
Okay.
My drums are very kacha. It's like I can play thoda sa, but I can play enough to take out a song. I play the violin a little bit.
All right.
And then I also play the bass. I play bass guitar as well.
All right.
Because the notes are pretty similar to the guitar itself. So, yes, these are some of the instruments I do. I play the ukulele. Yes, the ukulele is an instrument I've learned. I think 1.5 साल हो गया. Just Corona, we had the lockdown. I said, I'd make use of it. I picked up the ukulele and I learned that. The mandolin is another instrument I can take out a tune on.
Who was your inspiration?
My inspiration for taking music
or
guitar?
For music. For music. In general, yeah.
In general, well, there have been a lot of inspirations for me because a lot of them have been, I would say, very local, very close to home.
Okay.
A lot of them very close to home. But from childhood growing up, like I saw one person play guitar. My dad used to often play his music. Olden Zamane we used to have these decks, which are 4 or 5 pieces low, high.
Exactly, yeah.
So he got that and he used to play music of Carlos Santana.
Okay.
He's a very internationally acclaimed artist, guitarist. So, he's the guy I said, I love the way he plays guitar. I'm just go insane when I hear his. In fact, I'll just hear 2 or 3 notes and anyone recognizes his song. You hear his tone, you get to know who it is. So I've always wanted to be like, him on that stage, how he's just playing his guitar, just letting his emotions out through his music. So that is something, he was one of my biggest inspirations.
Okay, Selwyn, any big names you have performed with? Obviously, I know one, but what are the biggest names of music and a music industry in Pakistan who you have performed with, and how was that feeling?
Well, I've performed with a lot of acclaimed musicians. I can tell you all the people who have performed it so far.
Yeah.
Lizzie Rice, I play guitar, so Zoe Vikaji. We have, you guys know recently I performed with Bilal Maqsood.
Yes.
Other than that, we have our band with Lenny Massey we performed, and just off the top of my head, these are a couple of names that I'm performing with regularly.
How was it performing Bilal Maqsood? When we were growing up, Bilal was like the one we looked up to. Strings was the upcoming band. Strings, Janoon, So how was it performing with him? I've met Bilal a couple of times. He's a very down-to-earth, modest person. So how was your experience playing with him?
Honestly, he's an amazing person. He's an amazing musician. For me, I was no doubt very scared at first. I was quite, because again, this is a person who you have seen growing up on television, I may or may not meet them, and then suddenly, fast forward so many years later, you are in their presence playing guitar for them, and it's, everything is just so, you're like under a lot of pressure, I would say. But not for 1 second he let me feel that pressure. Okay, what are you doing? Playing something wrong. But very frankly speaking, in our practices also, no doubt, there has to be mistakes coming out, and in fact, all mistakes are on my end in the practice, but he made me feel so comfortable. He was, at the end of it also, he came and told me the show went well, and I really enjoyed a lot. So that was like something that gave me a little, Urdu mein se hausla thoda sa hai.
Confidence बढ़ता है.
Thoda, yeah, confidence बढ़ गया था when he said, I like it, I liked it a lot, enjoyed it. For me, it was a very overwhelming experience. It took me a while to process at first because, again, thinking about where I started, I never thought something so big would come along, and I still can't wrap my head entirely around it.
So, Selwyn, tell me something about your upcoming projects if you have. I know you've been performing with your group and all. Mm-hmm. So, is there any upcoming projects like if anyone who's watching this video should be looking up to?
Well, currently I do a lot of covers. Normally I do a lot of covers, and I play the vocals part. I do instrumentals of things, of many famous songs. But I have a couple of originals that I've written, and my friend Joshua Dias, he's producing them for me. So we have these things in the works right now. An original that is be coming out very soon. I think hopefully in another 1.5 months or maybe 2 months. Hopefully, ho jayega. The song is pretty much 80% done, but that song is very close to me because the story and the lyrics behind it, and I'm sure that anyone can relate to those lyrics, because again, I wrote those lyrics. I knew in what frame of mind, what mental state I was when I wrote the lyrics. So those lyrics and that composition is very close to me, and I'm glad that I took one of my closest friends, Joshua Dias, to produce it for me.
That's great. That's great. Selwyn, what happens, what we have seen, we've observed, when you get success at a younger age, all that adulation you're receiving, at times it tend to go in someone's head, especially at a young age when you get that success. But when I see you as very grounded. I've seen your interviews on TV as well, whatever I make of you.
Yeah.
So, how do you keep that? How do you don't let success get into your head?
Well, this is a very touchy topic, honestly, because I'll tell you that you are absolutely correct. When it does come, and at a very young age, initially it is all very overwhelming. Like, you cannot even process it at this time, and then thoughts come to your head. Okay, oh my goodness, and what's happening, and I'm doing this, but at the end of the day, the most important thing I would say is, like, I had my family, I had my band family, my band members all around me who did keep me grounded at the end of the day. If I went out of line, they would mention, how sitting with me, talk to me, tell me, like, we're feeling this. And again, I'm saying that a lot of people maybe didn't feel it. Probably the people who were closest to me, who were seen regularly, my band, maybe they did feel it. So, I had people around me to keep me grounded. I had my close friends, I had my family, I still have all of them around me. And they do tell me, sometimes it's, sort of say, dekh lo ye, it's feeling like sometimes you say something a little off once in a while. And I was saying that, a while back. And then I realized that, and then they made me realize that, see, it's not just you. Because again, this world is not just, this world doesn't revolve around me. Or this world doesn't revolve around any one person. This world moves on its own, and we are just there as a part of it. So at the end of the day, what we do is for ourselves. And if I'm doing something, it's for myself. We don't need to go throwing in people's faces. You don't need to be, talk about it so much, because at the end of the day, you are doing something that you love doing. So, and music or any form of art, I say, is something that comes with feeling. So if you're not feeling it, if the emotion behind it, to throw it in someone's face, and there's no real emotions from your mind channeling into it.
Well, Selwyn, the community gives us a lot when we're growing up. So, what is your plan? How are you contributing back to the community?
For me, I would say my religious community supported me a lot, and they still do. Like, my very first time I ever performed in my life, the first time I picked up a guitar and went on stage, it was my friend Selwyn Fernandes, and he said, I feel like you can be a musician, play guitar, why don't you play at a church talent show? That was the first time when I ever performed a guitar on stage. And I was like, okay, I kind of like this, maybe I could do this. That time it was maybe. This was in 2013. That time it was a maybe. 2017 is when I told you earlier, okay, when I knew, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I have to do. 2013 is when I gave it a thought. I said, I think I can do this. Now that community show honestly gave me the boost, it gave me the confidence to, be able to see familiar faces, that regardless of my performance at the end of the day, and no doubt I'll tell you, we have come a long way since 2013. But my performance back then, people still supported me so much. But I do it because, number one, I enjoy playing that also, and two, because I enjoy seeing how my community gets happy when we do come, we perform for them. And at the end of the day, I try my best that if it's a community event, if I have nothing else scheduled on that day, or if I have something, I'll try to push it around, try my best to be there. I do the summer camps at the churches. I've done multiple summer camps at the churches where I've taught guitar. I have performed for our talent shows, and they requested us to perform for our community concert.
Message for the youth. you yourself are youth, but what will your message be to people younger than you and
Frankly,
those who are following you?
well, I'll tell all you guys one thing is that number one, and always remember this, is that hard work never goes to waste. Your hard work will never ever ever go to waste. Because I used to spend hours and hours just playing guitar, playing maybe the same thing again and again. And I never thought I would be playing with any of the people I was playing with today. And I would say one thing, two more things actually. Remember that you should never give up. Never give up. If you love something, make sure you do it, come what may. Because that's what's going to help you in the long run. And the last thing is something someone said to me, which I haven't mentioned him yet. And he's one of my mentors, who would often tell me about my accenting, my playing, give me feedback after shows and everything. Max Dias. So he was one of the renowned guitarists of our community. He told me one thing to always remember is that no one is indispensable, and nothing lasts forever. So we should not keep that mindset, today I am there forever. I am not there forever. Tomorrow there could be a guitarist 5, 8, 10 years younger than me, 100 times better than me. And that is life. So keep that mindset to always keep growing.
That's great. Selwyn, there's one more thing, do you intend to take any cause later on? Music, they say, is the easiest way to reach a person. Art, any form of art is the easiest. So with the kind of social issues our country faces, we hear of a lot of things, there's child abuse, there's harassment, and so on. So do you intend to pass on a message to the people through your music regarding this, create some awareness?
I do. So currently I have this song that I'm making. I'm trying to send a message to that about your mental state of mind, because I feel that no doubt there are bigger issues. I won't say bigger, but there are issues like you said, child abuse and different kinds of terrible things happening. They're all so big I feel they're too big for me to address. And I feel like for me, since I have been in that situation, I will speak about it openly. I have had days when I'm not 100% mentally, and I know how I've gotten through it. And I know, the things I've said to myself, how, you give yourself a pep talk. I've given myself a pep talk. I've even played my instrument. From that mental state of mind came out this song that I'm making.
Okay.
So the lyrics of the song, the music of it, the melody that I made, basically the melody and the lyrics came out from that mental state of mind. And I just want people to be more aware. That's our written lyrics as such. How do you address this? And don't be afraid to say I am not okay. Because that song, I will tell you, when you guys hear it, when it's released, you will hear that song is telling you that I'm not okay. This song I wrote about 1.5 years ago. So that time I was not okay. I'm so much better now, I can say, because I've taken that thought out of my mind through my music. So I want people to know that any form of art is a good way to let it out. It is totally okay to say that I'm not okay. It's totally fine to say that. So that's my message that I'm trying to. That's basically one cause that I feel like if I have, God willingly, if I do get that platform that I'm thinking of, then I will address this one issue. That your mental well-being is so important, and we cannot imagine how good it can be for us.
Exactly. Mental health is one thing where people are still scared to open up,
True.
to talk about it. Guys, that's it. That's very generous of Selwyn for us to give us his time and to share his journey so far. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And after interviewing you, there is no doubt that you will go to places because your feet are grounded. You speak very well, and whatever you're speaking makes a lot of sense. So wish you all the best.
I just want to say thank you for having me on your show or your vlog, and I think it's amazing that you guys have started this. You and Rodney Pereira will have started it. I think it's a really good thing, and I'm looking forward to watching your other guests as well. And a message to all you guys: please do like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I definitely have. So I think you guys should too.
Thanks a lot, Selwyn. So guys, that's it. Here's Ravi Shankar Swami along with Rodney Pereira signing off.